production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com. And by the Ohio Arts Council, a state agency that funds and supports quality arts experiences.
This time on Broad and High, meet an artist who blurs the line between art and science.
I think that in-between space where it's like nothing but almost everything at the same time is really intriguing to me.
And a local band takes aim at winning a Tiny Desk concert.
Brake lights winking at you at 5th and High.
This and more right now on Broad and High. Welcome to Broad and High. I'm your host, Kate Manicky. For the past few months, we've been following the work of Jessica Ann. She's a third-year MFA student at Ohio State. Her senior thesis project is an interactive display that fuses art with science and technology, and even nature. She's created a device that synchronizes our brain activity with the movements of moth and butterfly pupa to show that essentially all living things are intertwined. Check it out.
Entanglement is a Virtue is a project I've been working on here at Ohio State in the MFA program. It's an interactive installation that creates the condition for a person to try to synchronize their brain waves with the electrophysiology of a moth pupa.
You can see the wing here actually. And it's like, this is in the early stages. I mean, this still has like a week or two left at least before it's ready to emerge as a moth.
This project is essentially an art and science hybrid. I'm using technoscience prosthetics to create an artwork ultimately, but it's an experience that kind of oscillates between what people traditionally recognize as artwork and what people generally recognize as a scientific experiment, and thinking how I can kind of use these platforms that are generally used in really specific environments and kind of misuse them to kind of come up with hopefully new and exciting outcomes.
I've been trying to figure out a way to kind of get live dynamic information from the bugs and have not really been successful. And then I had this lying around for other projects, and it occurred to me that if I can attach these to my head to get information, why can't I attach them to a bug to get information? Well, most bugs are pretty active, so that's when I started looking at the chrysalis and the pupae, which are actually these like they're really quiet in terms of they're not moving ever unless they're feeling threatened. So they were kind of like the ideal organism to see if I could attach bugs to this system and get some kind of feedback from the bug itself. This guy doesn't seem to be as sensitive. Yeah, that time it was like, I mean, they both spiked. This one spiked a little more, actually.
This project began with me imagining a very kind of simple artifice for a human to hook into the system in close proximity to the moth, and there would be some kind of illustrative sculpture that kind of represented what was happening in terms of that relationship. And so I started building what I thought was going to be this large kinetic weave, and then ultimately diverted from that trajectory to create an immersive experience versus an illustrative one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you hooked in. That just goes above your left eyebrow, and you can just kind of press on it and it will actually stick pretty well.
Like right about here?
Yeah, maybe a little closer to like right above the center, yeah. So this is where we're actually looking. Okay. This is like a reference, and there's some kind of algorithms which I don't fully understand that are checking for noise, like comparing noise down here with noise up here to find like the actual. I think that's my understanding. And then this is, I think,
just you're grounding. Okay. And so what the program does is it looks at the reading from the pupa and the reading from you, and it's looking for those numbers to match, but they have to match over time. Okay. And so as they match more and more over time, that the light increases in brightness and the vibration increases in intensity.
Okay,
so
I'll know when things are syncing because of this vibration.
Right,
this
yeah.
Is that feedback.
Exactly, and the vibration, the more intense the vibration is, the longer you've been syncing with, and as soon as you stop syncing, the vibration will decrease. I love the phrase quantum entanglement, this idea that something is in two places. It's entangled in such a way on planes beyond our knowing and understanding that what seem like discrete things are actually the same somehow. And this project in particular isn't about collecting knowledge. It's about something that's experiential and can't necessarily be quantified.
Yeah, even watching that is really helpful.
Yeah.
I do wonder, I mean, maybe it's not something you hold, maybe it's something you see here. I mean, you could also visualize vibration in other ways, or even maybe you're sitting on a vibrating, the apparatus that you're in just vibrates.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It became important that the experience itself is what was the focal point of the project versus this other sculptural element, and that putting my energy into kind of finessing what actually happens or between the human and the moth pupa and like really framing that well turned out to be much more important than necessarily illustrating it.
You climb into it when it's in this upright position, and then I kind of hook you into the system that will measure your brain waves and compare it to the bug's own resonance. And I wanted this situation where you would kind of be transported to this space where you're going to try to think inside of the bug. And so the motors kind of deliberately take you back and kind of give you this long period of time to kind of go to that place. And then inside of the chair I'll have vibration motors embedded. The more you're in sync over time, the more intense the vibration gets. And then if you're not syncing, the vibration drops. So it's just some haptic feedback to kind of indicate to you if you're actually matching your own brain waves to the bug's electrophysiology.
I do feel like I'm throwing it out in the public kind of soon. Like I feel like I need another year to really finesse the experience. I'm putting it out there in kind of a dirty, haphazard way. There's a lot left to kind of unpack, both technologically speaking, but also how the project's framed in the gallery, and if it needs to be in the gallery. I'm asking my audience to kind of believe with me that animals don't exist in the lesser of two realms, human and animal, and this project creates the condition for them to kind of step inside, to look, meet, and think animals. Not think about animals, but try to think inside of another animal. And ultimately, that's what this project kind of boils down to. Can you think inside of another creature? And what does that even mean?
You can experience Jessica Ann's installation piece, along with the works of other graduating MFA students from Ohio State, at the current exhibit at Urban Art Space. The show will be up through March 19th. Visit uas.osu.edu for details. Musicians across the country have submitted videos for the chance to win the annual Tiny Desk Concert, hosted by NPR Music's All Songs Considered. Here's one band from right here in Central Ohio who threw their hat in the ring. We recently met up with two of the band members at King Avenue 5.
The name of the band is Bridge Construction. I play guitar and sing. Pam plays percussion and sings. On drums is Carlton Smith. On bass guitar is Matt Andrus. On keyboards, Rick Karleski. And playing guitar is Vince Cullen. Well, I would call it songwriter groove music. It's based on the stuff that we come up with, but when you bring it to the band just brings it to life. And these players just add all of the kind of flavorings that you need to give it a groove. I think that music is the most powerful art form that we as humans have created, and there are a lot of fabulous people in this city making some really special stuff.
I was familiar with the Tiny Desk concerts, and that's how I've discovered some new music, and I enjoy watching those on YouTube. And then I found out about this contest, and I thought, oh my goodness, should we? And came to Chris and said, what do you think? And we're like, okay, let's do it.
This is one of our new songs, and we thought this one would be just appropriate for that. Well, lyrically, it can come at you at a couple of different levels. Initially, it's about the end of a day, the downtown scene, and getting ready to celebrate the evening and kick back a little bit. But then on a different level, a deeper level, it's about overcoming fears and inhibitions. And for some people, that means getting out on a dance floor and in public dancing. So the key part to me of life is trying to align your mind, and that's what the song is about. One of the requirements is having a desk incorporated into the video, which we did in a very unique way. And that was the hardest part of the video. No, we just had fun with it. You know, it's about just relaxing and going out and having a good time.
Brake lights winking at you at 5th and High. A crowd gathers under a cue ball sky with geniuses and misfits and everything in between. There's a girl wearing bright red pumps, trick out rides, booming bass drum thumps. One more working day is done. It's time to join the scene. Ain't gonna waste my time worrying about what my boss might think as I dance around. I'm gonna have some brew tonight and howl at the moon. Myself if no one else will, but two's better for the best pep pill. Drop those inhibitions and get in on the ground floor. You got a chance to lighten your heavy load. There's a program you must decode. Solve that little mystery and you're good forever. About what the world might think as I dance around. I'm gonna have some smoke tonight and howl at the moon.
The winner of NPR's Tiny Desk contest will be announced the first week in March. Meanwhile, you can watch a large sampling of entries on their website at tinydeskcontest.npr.org. Columbus artist Marianne Crago works in mixed media assemblage. If you're not quite sure what that means, this profile should help explain it.
I've always been a collector of things, all kinds of things. And at some point, they just kind of mesh together. I was working on paintings and I would start incorporating them into drawers or old boxes. So it kind of started like that, and then it grew from there. I'm pretty sure, you know, depending on what the little pieces and parts are, that I can find something fairly quickly that's going to kind of come together into a piece that I like. I created all these little birds that I felt like were guardians. I do think of them as guardians. I create the little heads from epoxy sculpt. But I lost my dad a few years ago, and he was more of an amateur bird watcher towards the end of the time he was here. And I almost wonder if that is some kind of influence that, I don't know. I don't even know if it is or not, but I feel like they kind of surfaced not long after I lost him. And I really enjoy the hunt for things. You know, I look for, I find myself looking at objects differently now, and maybe its shape or, you know, the material that it's made out of, or I can kind of picture it. It's the aesthetic or the way all of those little pieces together just feel like it just fits. I think it's interesting to think about them and to think about them having a different purpose at some point in time, but they're still here for some reason. I pour a lot of love into them, and I think not just when I do it, but when other artists do it, or musicians or writers, it's like you can tell that soulful kind of quality. I think that just comes from that love. I call it 3D sketching sometimes, putting different objects together to see what they look like. The more recent pieces with some of the, like adding some of the feathery kind of elements, I've been calling them warrior princesses. I know that's a little cheesy, but I mean, I like these images of these women, just kind of strong women, and kind of making them into these, I don't know, warriors in a way. I'm really drawn to women and children and photos, or like couplings or groupings of people, especially if there's something kind of odd, you know, about it. I feel like I've kind of revived them in a way, and I like combining them to come up with some, you know, I don't know, to give them a new identity or a new life. I love making them. I mean, I love the final pieces, but I love that process. Like trying something new, putting it together, just the way that feels when you try something and it works. I love that. It's kind of an addictive thing.
You can see more of Marianne's creations on her website at mariannecrago.com, and you can also find her on Instagram. Bats are among the most maligned and misunderstood species. They often get a bad rap, but are extremely beneficial to our environment. There are 13 species of bats in Ohio, and natural history curator Aaron Cashin helps dispel some common myths about these flying mammals in the latest installment of Artifacts. Okay, Erin, we're looking at these bats, and to me they look a little bit like mice. Are they connected to rodents at all?
Actually, no, they're not. That's actually a very common misconception that bats are basically rats with wings or
Right.
mice with wings. But that's actually not true at all. They're most closely related to the branch in the evolutionary tree that has whales and dogs and cats and bears. They're in carnivora. They're a
Wow.
carnivore. Actually, the closest branch to rodents on the tree is actually primates, like you and me.
No way.
We're
Oh,
actually
sorry,
more
bats, I was
closely
wrong.
related to rodents than bats are.
That's saying something. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, they look a little bit more like mice than we do. Maybe that's why people think that.
Yeah,
often.
that's probably why, yeah.
Okay. And that's the skull?
This is the skull, yeah. It's
my
pretty
gosh,
delicate, but
it
if you
is
look at it, they've
tiny.
got a bunch of little needly teeth, just like
Yeah.
a cat would.
Oh, okay.
All
So
of
what is
them-
their diet made up of?
Flying insects, so not just mosquitoes, but also moths. I mean, they'll
Mm-hmm.
go after anything that flies if it's active at night.
So they're helpful for the environment and for
Yeah,
humans.
they're definitely very beneficial to us. They reduce crop damage due to insects.
So are these all different species of bat, the different sizes?
Yes, I tried to pick kind of some representatives from each sort of group of bats in Ohio.
This
I mean,
one
these are all.
looks like a traditional kind of classic bat that
Right.
you would think of.
Yeah, this is a big brown bat. Like if you have bats in your attic, this is probably one of the 2 species that might be in there.
Okay.
The other species would be the little brown bat, and I've got them here. So this is the little brown, and this is the big brown, and there's
Oh.
actually not that much of a
There
difference
really
in
isn't.
size.
So what are these fuzzy little guys?
Okay, this little guy here is the aptly named red bat, and also native to Ohio. And this guy up here is what's now known as the tricolored bat. In the
Okay.
past, it was called the eastern pipistrelle, and it's one of the smallest bats in the United States.
So what's this bigger guy?
That's an eastern hoary bat,
Ooh.
and so named for the pattern of his fur. And
Yeah,
that's-
he's got an interesting pattern. So a lot of these bats, these are mostly eating insects, flying
Yeah.
insects. So they're not feasting on anything else. They're not eating
Human
any
blood,
other,
for example.
Human blood or any animals or anything like that.
No, bats are associated with vampires
They
and
are.
blood drinking, and there's actually only 3 species of bats in the world that feed on blood. 2 of them specialize on birds, and the third specializes on mammals, but it very rarely targets humans.
How they got that reputation? They
You hear something outrageous, and it's, well, just like what happens with the internet now. You
Right.
hear something
it
outrageous.
spreads. Speaking of pop culture myths, I feel like I've been told that bats are blind. There's the blind as a bat phrase. Is
Right.
that remotely true?
No, not at all. There are bats that have relatively poor eyesight, but they can all see. As probably most people know, their main sense is hearing because they use echolocation to form a 3D picture of their surroundings
Cool.
using sound.
So they have really good hearing and they have sufficient vision.
Sufficient, yeah.
Okay, so it should be like moderately well sighted as a bat, not blind as a bat.
That's right,
maybe?
yeah.
So where do most of these bats live? Are they in caves? Are they in your attic? Where?
Well, there's here in Ohio, there's 2 kinds of bats. There's bats that will use caves to hibernate in during the winter, and then there's bats that actually migrate and go further south and roost in trees in more mild climates. But the big brown and little brown bats are both cave roosters, and they've actually been pretty severely impacted by what's called white nose syndrome.
Oh, what does it cause?
In the wintertime, the fungus will thrive and it'll grow on their wings and their faces, hence the name white nose syndrome. What happens is it causes them to wake up more, start flying around, and they'll use up all of their fat reserves and ultimately die to exposure.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Is there a way to avoid it, or are humans doing anything to kind of help
We
the bat
are.
population? Wow.
It's just a question of how do we treat all the bats
Right.
in North America? When we can't, how are we going to manage this? We can also wait and hope that they develop
Yeah.
a natural immunity, which is what the European bats have done. I would also encourage people to provide bat houses or an alternative for them because
That's a
they
good
are
idea.
they are desperately in need of our help.
Do you have any advice for someone if they come across a bat, if they find an injured bat, or a bat gets into their home that's flying around? How do you address that?
The first piece of advice I would give is don't try to handle it.
Okay, fair enough.
They will definitely bite if handled.
Okay,
So step 1, don't pick it up.
gotcha.
If you can isolate it in a room and open a window, eventually the bat will find its way out. You
Okay.
just have to wait. And a lot of people who have bats in their attics get professional help, and they do it in a way that's not harmful to the bats.
Oh, good.
It just encourages them to find another
Scoot
place
on
to
out,
go.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you so much for telling us about this and educating us.
Yeah, happy to.
That's our show. To see all of today's stories, visit WOSU.org and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're wrapping up today's show with more tunes from Bridge Construction and a track off their 2015 album, Beyond the Blue. Thanks for watching. We'll bring you more great stories from around Central Ohio next week on Broad and High.
It was just like a scene from a dream, with her perfect answers to every question I asked, to get near the soul, that covered place we are scared to venture. Whoa,
Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com. And by the Ohio Arts Council, a state agency that funds and supports quality arts experiences.